Welcome back, my friend. Today I want you to pause and take a deep breath, because what I'm about to tell you isn't just another feel-good pep talk. This is about hard truths, the kind that can shake you awake and force you to see life for what it really is. The title says it all: 10 brutal Stoic rules to change your life. Don't mauesti anoher of life. We live as if we're immortal, like time is a bank account with unlimited funds. But every day, every hour, every moment slipping by is one you will never get back. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. If that doesn't make you stop scrolling and start acting, nothing will." Time is the most valuable currency of life, yet most people spend it carelessly, as if they have an endless supply. The Stoics were brutally honest about this truth. Every wasted moment is a piece of your life you will never get back. When you waste time on distractions, endless scrolling, gossip, or living for other people's expectations, you are literally giving away your existence. You cannot buy time back, no matter how wealthy, powerful, or intelligent you are. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that people are not disturbed by things, but by the way they waste their time thinking about things they cannot change. Seneca warned that it is not that life is too short, but that we waste too much of it. If you take a step back and reflect, you'll realize that much of what we call busy is actually meaningless noise that consumes hours, days, and years of our lives. Imagine if you lived each day as if it were a priceless coin being spent. Would you still spend it on trivial arguments, pointless entertainment, or the approval of strangers? Time, once gone, cannot be reclaimed, and this brutal reality should be the fuel for urgency. It should push you to eliminate distractions, set firm boundaries, and invest your hours in things that truly matter. Building your character, mastering your craft, strengthening your body, and nurturing relationships that uplift you. To value your time is to value your life. And when you recognize that your lifespan is shrinking every single day, you will stop giving it away so easily. Every hour is a chance to create, to grow, to act with purpose. Waste it, and you lose a part of yourself. Protect it, and you transform your destiny. One of the most liberating truths of Stoicism is understanding the boundary between what is in your control and what is not. Most of human suffering comes from trying to control the uncontrollable, other people's opinions, the past that cannot be undone, the future that has not yet arrived, or random circumstances that fall outside our reach. The Stoics taught that real power lies in focusing on the things you can truly command, your thoughts, your choices, your actions, and your attitude, when you stop wasting energy on what you cannot influence, you reclaim immense strength and peace. Think of how often people live in frustration because someone insulted them, because life didn't go their way, or because the world isn't fair. But fairness, recognition, and outcomes are not yours to control. What you can control is how you respond. If someone criticizes you, you can either let anger consume you or choose calmness and dignity. If failure strikes, you can despair or you can stand up and learn. This is where freedom begins. To focus on control is to train your mind to detach from outcomes and anchor yourself in action. Every day, you will face countless events outside your influence, but your inner response is yours alone. By mastering this inner fortress, you cannot be broken by chaos, misfortune, or the opinions of the crowd. Your peace no longer depends on external events, but on the strength of your character. The moment you fully accept this truth, life becomes lighter and more manageable. You stop wasting years chasing what you cannot hold, and you start building mastery where it counts. Control is not about dominating the world. It is about mastering yourself, and that is the greatest power any human can achieve. Discipline is often misunderstood as a burden, when in reality it is the greatest form of freedom you can give yourself. Without discipline, you become a slave to impulses, distractions, and fleeting desires that pull you away from the life you truly want. The Stoics understood this deeply. They saw indulgence and comfort as traps that weaken the spirit, while discipline builds strength, clarity, and control. Imagine two people, one who indulges in every craving and one who chooses self-control. The first becomes soft, restless, and dependent on external pleasures. The second becomes unshakable, resilient, and free, because they are not controlled by desire. They control themselves. Discipline is what allows you to wake up early when you don't feel like it, to exercise when your body resists, to study and grow when your mind wants distraction. It is the invisible structure that shapes your life into greatness. Many think freedom is the ability to do whatever you want, whenever you want. But that kind of freedom leads to weakness and regret. True freedom is the ability to do what is necessary even when it is difficult. The Stoics believed that the disciplined person is the strongest person because they are not a prisoner of their moods or circumstances. Each act of discipline is an act of power, a declaration that you are not controlled by laziness, fear, or comfort. And the reward of discipline is far greater than the temporary relief of indulgence. It builds confidence, mastery, and a life that is not wasted. Discipline might feel like sacrifice in the moment, but over time, it is the foundation of achievement, peace of mind, and true freedom. By choosing discipline today, you free your future self from regret tomorrow. Adversity is something most people try to avoid, but the Stoics saw it as one of the greatest tools for growth. Life will test you through failure, rejection, loss, and hardship. Many complain and ask, "Why me?" But the Stoic asks instead, "What is this teaching me?" Every obstacle is a hidden opportunity, every struggle a chance to sharpen your character. A soldier does not become strong by sitting in comfort, but by enduring the battle. In the same way, your spirit is strengthened not when life is easy, but when it demands resilience. Think of every obstacle you faced in your life. At the time, it may have felt like a curse, but looking back, you can see how it shaped you, taught you, and prepared you for greater challenges. The Stoics believed that fate gives you the exact circumstances you need to grow. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Instead of running from problems, confront them with courage. When something goes wrong, don't waste energy on self-pity or anger. Shift your mindset and ask, "How can I use this? What can I learn?" Every difficulty carries within it the seed of growth. Pain teaches patience, loss teaches appreciation, failure teaches resilience. Without adversity, you would remain untested, unchallenged, and unprepared for the deeper battles of life. The Stoic turns obstacles into training grounds, forging strength where others see only despair. When you embrace adversity as a teacher, you no longer fear struggle. You welcome it, for it is through the trials of life that you become unbreakable, and through hardship that you discover the true depth of your strength. Life is fleeting, yet most people live as though they have an eternity ahead of them. The Stoics urged us to remember death not to depress us, but to awaken us. To keep death in mind is to live with urgency, to strip away illusions, and to focus only on what truly matters. Every day you wake up is one less day you have left. The reality of mortality should not frighten you, but fuel you. It should push you to stop procrastinating and start acting. Too often, people waste years waiting for the right time, waiting until they feel ready, waiting until conditions are perfect, waiting for permission. But death waits for no one. And the truth is that tomorrow is never guaranteed. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." This reminder forces us to look closely at how we spend our days. Are we consumed with trivialities, or are we building something that will outlast us? Remembering death helps us prioritize. It silences pettiness, it exposes what is meaningless, and it places urgency on the things that matter: growth, love, virtue, and purpose. When you keep mortality in mind, you stop living for applause and stop fearing failure, because in the end, none of those things matter. What matters is whether you lived fully, courageously, and truthfully. The Stoics called this practice memento mori. Remember that you must die. It is not a dark thought, but the brightest torch you can carry, because it reminds you to live while you still can. By remembering death, you honor life. And when you live each day as if it could be your last, you will waste no time, fear no future, and leave no regrets behind. Simplicity is one of the greatest strengths a person can cultivate. Yet most of us complicate our lives with endless distractions, unnecessary possessions, and meaningless noise. The Stoics taught that true happiness and freedom come not from adding more, but from removing what is unnecessary. When you simplify your life, you clear away the clutter that steals your focus and energy, leaving space for what truly matters: your character, your growth, your relationships, and your purpose. In a world that constantly screams for your attention through social media, gossip, consumerism, and endless entertainment, simplicity becomes an act of rebellion and power. It allows you to stop chasing what doesn't matter and to focus on what does. Living simply doesn't mean living without ambition. It means aligning your ambition with virtue and clarity instead of chaos and distraction. The other side of simplicity is action. Many people waste years waiting for the perfect conditions before they start. They tell themselves they'll begin tomorrow, next month, or next year, but life passes them by. The Stoics despised procrastination because it robs you of the present moment. The truth is, the perfect time will never come. The only time you have is now. When you combine simplicity with immediate action, you strip away excuses and step fully into your potential. You stop being distracted by the irrelevant and start moving toward what will actually change your life. This is why simplicity is not weakness, but strength. It is clarity in a world of noise, and it gives you the focus to act today. The Stoics remind us, don't waste another year. Cut the distractions, simplify your life, and take action now, because delay is the greatest thief of life.